Part of the Scott County Mileage Reimbursement Policy is the ability for you to turn in mileage reimbursement for the use of your personal vehicle for business use. This happens because sometimes there are no Scott County motor pool vehicles available for your trip, or you and your supervisor have recognized that the trip you are taking is more efficient and more economical to take your own vehicle. All mileage reimbursement claims will now be entered electronically into our motor pool software. All other reimbursements, such as hotel stays, food, etc., will be entered using the Scott County reimbursement form. You will now have 60 days to submit a mileage reimbursement expense from the date of your trip, and all mileage reimbursements will be extracted and sent to accounts payable once a month. To make a claim using the software, you will begin by clicking on the expenses link located on the left-hand side of the motor pool page. This will open the expenses main page, where you will be able to add an expense. This page will also display all the expenses you have entered, as well as give you information as whether or not those expenses have been posted to the accounting system. To enter an expense, click on the Add Expense button. You will now need to select an expense reason. There are 4 different types of expense reasons. If you attempted to get a vehicle using the motor pool software and received an email stating that your pending reservation was canceled and that there were no vehicles available, you will use the vehicle was not available online. If you went to a kiosk and attempted to get a vehicle using the grab and go and you were unable to get a vehicle, you will use the vehicle was not available via the kiosk. If your supervisor or manager have approved you to use your own vehicle because it's more efficient, then you will use the I am pre-approved to be reimbursed for personal mileage. And if there is some other reason you are using your vehicle instead of using a Scott County motor pool vehicle, then you will use the other and provide a reason. Let's now take a look at each one. When you select the vehicle was not available online, you will be taken to the Select Reservation screen. This will show you a list of reservations that you have attempted to get a vehicle for, but they were canceled because there were no vehicles available. Select a reservation to make a claim for the personal mileage reimbursement. There is no reason to enter the trip reason or destination, as we have them on the original request. Click Submit. You will now be on the Enter Expenses page. Most employees will always use the mileage reimbursement account that is defaulted. However, if you are an employee that needs to change this, you can by clicking on the down arrow and select the correct coding. Next, you will select the expense type. Select the correct mileage year that you are submitting for. Enter in the mileage into the quantity area that you drove. You will notice that when you click out of the box that the mileage total will automatically calculate based on the current federal rate. After you submit the expense, you will see the View Expense Details screen. This will give you a snapshot of what you submitted, and if you want to, you can print this out for your records. Printing, however, is not necessary because you will always be able to view your expenses using your expenses page. You attempted to do a grab and go, and there were no vehicles available. Because we don't get any trip information from the kiosk grab and go, we need to collect it here, so you will need to enter in some general information of the trip. Select the date of the trip by using the calendar feature. Enter in the site that you attempted to do a grab and go from. Select the usage type and the vehicle type that you were attempting to get. Enter in the trip reason and destination, and then click Submit. The Enter Expenses page is entered just like previously mentioned. Your supervisor or manager have pre-approved you to use your personal vehicle for your trip. Because you have been pre-approved, we only need a few general information details. Enter the date, the trip reason, and the destination. We do not need the site, usage type, or vehicle type at this time. After you have entered this information, click Submit, and then enter the mileage as noted before. The other reason will be used for any reason that is not mentioned in the previous types. Click on Other, provide a reason, and then click on Submit. Just like pre-approval, enter in the date of the trip reason, and destination. If you left from a Scott County Motor Pool location, please also select the site. Click Submit and enter the mileage expense as mentioned before. As soon as you submit a mileage reimbursement claim, your supervisor will receive an email showing the details of the claim. This will be the approval process. If they decide that this mileage submittal is not approved, they will contact both the motor pool office to have it deleted, as well as you, the employee, to discuss the reason for not approving the expense. Once a claim has been made and submitted, it is in the system and cannot be edited. If, for some reason, you notice a mistake and need to correct it, you can simply delete the record that is in the system by clicking on the blue X on your expenses main page. You will need to confirm that you want to delete the record from the system, and now you will have the ability to create a new claim with the correct information. You have entered a mileage reimbursement claim and, if approved, will be exported and paid at the beginning of the following month. If you should have any further questions on mileage reimbursement, please contact the Scott County Motor Pool office at 952-496-8998.